Hey everyone, how's it going? Alright, so here I am, back, and I didn't want to exhaust the issue of freedom of speech, but obviously right now on the YouTubes there's all sorts of other issues going around. I guess, I feel bad for Thoughtful Atheist, I guess if I got the guy's name right, for starting, he got a lot of flack when he started his video about rape, and sort of, I guess the video was about how in one specific case he thought someone deserved it, or whatever. I feel bad for the initial attacks all around him, but it actually seemed to generate a whole discussion on the topic, which was funny and kind of cool, I guess. But I wasn't going to talk about that because, frankly, I mean, no one's out there saying, I'm pro-rape. Obviously not, right? So, I mean, it's not really much of a debate so much as different varying degrees of rape is bad, rape is not good, but it is also pushed through evolution. It's kind of like, I don't really have anything else to say on the topic. So let's get back to free speech. And the reason why I wanted to get back to this is not only because I wanted to separate the topic from my original video. To be honest, I was going to make another video in response to Multifire, but then after seeing the whole Dan Brown fiasco, I just felt like thinking, the video I was going to make afterwards was going to be very similar to Dan Brown's video, sort of after he did his original one on education, which was almost like the entire video was him talking like, oh, you didn't understand my point, you didn't understand my point. He was kind of being an apologist for himself. I had no interest in doing a video like that, and that was what I was going to be doing, essentially. You guys didn't get my point, blah, blah, blah. So let's just start over, or let's just start with a clean slate and talk about the issue of free speech. Like I stated before, I don't believe free speech is just the legal right endorsed to say whatever the hell you want. It's not just that. Although that is a big part of it. One of the things that's happening around my university is I've started seeing these posters for something they called Israeli Apartheid Week. And apartheid sounded like a really intense word, right? But today I actually sat in on one of the presentations, and it turns out the UN has a defined word, defined apartheid. And as it turns out, what the Israelis are doing in the West Bank is actually fitting that description. I'm not going to go into that specifically, because that's not really the issue at hand. The issue at hand is that one of the groups decided they were going to send mass emails to everyone within our community, or like our university. So when you sign up for a university, they give you a webmail address with your name on it, and then you pretty much receive all sorts of info through there. So it's pretty handy. They also have it so that the student unions and whatnot can send you mass emails whenever they want. Sometimes people might complain about it, but it's actually pretty cool, because if you're just laying back checking your email, you could see something that you wouldn't normally have seen, and you could go get interested in it and whatnot. It's actually pretty interesting. But what happened is when the Israeli Apartheid Week group sent out their email, it got deleted from everyone's mailbox. It just got completely deleted. And then apparently the head of marketing or director of communications or whatever, someone big in the university decided that they were going to censor this, they were going to edit it, and they would remove inflammatory speech and all that. So, I know I originally sort of came off in my first video as sounding anti-free speech, and I didn't want to sound anti-free speech. I wasn't trying to say that people didn't have the right to speak their minds. I was trying to differentiate between hate speech and free speech, but of course, I find myself, I just wanted to address this because at this point, I'm really having this experience with what it is like to be silenced. Because although I didn't really give a damn about Israeli Apartheid Week, now I'm finding out that not only are there little posters in the hallways getting ripped down by, no one knows who's doing it, they're just being ripped down and there's absolutely no one trying to stop them, whatever. It's basically like the administration and a small portion of the student body has decided they want to silence this. They want to keep people from seeing the information these people have to display. And it's kind of like, well, Canada, the country I live in, is a very pro-Israel place. The United States, also very pro-Israel. So it kind of makes sense why the status quo says anyone who wants to question our Israeli allies, they can go fuck off and die. now that I'm experiencing this shit, I started talking to people at the university with their experiences with this, and in fact, I found out from a friend who's from a university/college campus that apparently their student union censors the hell out of all of them. So it really convinced me now that I've kind of experienced this firsthand, that although free speech isn't necessarily giving you the permission to use one media or one medium, and forcing your way into every conversation, it's also at the same time, they can't force you off of every form of displaying your conversation. Because at that point, that's just as bad as banning it. It would be like if everyone condemned Thoughtful Atheist for being pro-rape, I guess, and just told them to get the fuck off of the YouTubes. That's kind of just as bad as getting kicked off of YouTube. So, in this sense, yeah, now that I've experienced shit firsthand, kind of, even though I wasn't even part of the group, now I feel like I'm gonna have to go out of my way to talk about this and to spread awareness for the fact that, yeah, this speech is being censored, and it kind of annoys the shit out of me, because I originally thought censoring hate speech wasn't a bad idea. The problem, of course, is that how do you define what hate speech is? Well, as it turns out, people get offended at every fucking thing in the world. And apparently accusing Israel of doing shit that they're actually doing, apparently spreading the truth, is a huge fucking issue, and some people don't like that. I don't really know what I can do. All I can do is talk about this thing. I don't believe protesting every little YouTuber that's DMCA'd is really pro-free speech. But at the same time, I'm starting to understand now that you can't just be hurled off of every medium. It doesn't work that way. It's just not fair anymore. Especially when there's issues, actual international issues. Now that it's a serious fucking topic, now that it's something that I actually was interested in, now I'm starting to see that, yeah, it is a huge fucking problem. And there's a reason why we have free speech. Condemning that is harm. You're hurting people when you silence them, when you forbid them from speaking the truth. How is society going to get any better if we can't talk or if we can't share our ideas and all that shit? So, to anyone out there who thought I was against free speech, please, take this video as evidence to show that I am anything but against free speech. I'm just trying to open the conversation and talk about what that really means, and talk about what hate speech really is and all that. Right now I just felt this is kind of a little vlog-style video. I'm just sharing some of my personal experiences now that I'm actually getting, or like not me, but people I know are actually getting silenced, actually being edited and censored. And holy fuck, does it... I didn't even give a shit about this issue. Like, I think I said this before. I couldn't even care less, really. I had my opinion on the issue with Israel and Palestine. I didn't feel like I wanted to comment any further on it. And now, I have to almost take a side because I'm pro-free speech. Because the status quo is pro-Israeli and doesn't want anyone else to hear about what's going on, they're automatically anti-Palestine or anti-truth at that point. So now I'm forced to take a side to stand up for our rights, the rights that we're supposed to have regardless of any position on an issue. I guess all I can say on this issue, then, is that free speech should be talked about a lot more, because clearly the people that are in the administrations and that are in the power have no fucking clue what that means. They have no idea what allowing people to speak is all about. I still maintain that there is such a thing as hate speech, and that it is not important or appropriate in a discourse, but I think we should work on that and figure out what classifies as which, because it's clearly not a situation that's black and white. Yeah, that's really all I have to say on the subject. Please post a comment or leave a video response or whatever. I don't think anyone's going to leave a video response. No one does, but you know what I mean. Anyway, keep it real.